So let us understand the things very clearly, that what is a random variable and how it helps us. Okay, so let us understand the things. We are having a random variable, so let us define what is a random variable. What is a random variable? A random variable x lambda is a single valued real function that assigns a real number called the value of x lambda to each sample point lambda of S. So I have written the same thing which I explained you yesterday. What I explained, that sir, we are having a set S. Okay, yesterday's part, we are having a set S in which we are having what we are having the elements lambda. Now what happens, we have to assign this a real value. Sir, how? Sir, we can assign the real value by the help of our real number x's. Sir, how? With the help of this operator capital X. So what I have written, that a random variable x lambda is a single value real function, okay, that assigns a real number. Try to understand, assigns the real number. It assigns what? A real number, and call the value of x lambda to each sample point lambda of S. This is our sample point lambda. Now is it clear from yesterday that what is a random variable if we defined? Say yes or no, so that I know that whether you are able to understand or not. Once again, sir. Fine, Srinivas, you, no problem. See, what happens, that you are having some sample space. Okay, let your sample space, Vishnu Vardhan, please stop presenting your screen. So we are having some sample space in which we are having head, tail, head, and tail as our elements, or you can say events. Now what we do, that we have to assign this a real value. We have to assign a number. Okay, we are what we are trying to do, that we are trying to assign a number. So how we can assign? Sir, with the help of a random variable, we try to assign. Did you understand, Srinivas, you, what we are actually doing with our random variable? Yes, okay. Now let us understand it mathematically. That's how the random variable concept occurred and how we can use it mathematically also. I will give you the example, don't worry. Now the random variable x induces a, believe me, if you are studying from this part na, it is very useful for your interviews. I am saying again and again. Yeah, you will able to solve all the gate problem, that is for sure. But for the interview you have to be very prepared if you study these parts very theoretically also. They will ask you that what is random variable, why we assign the real number to a random variable. Okay, so what was asked from me during the interview, that can we assign a negative real number to a random variable? Who will answer me? Anybody? You, the answer is at front of you within the definition. Can anybody just tell me that can we assign a negative value to our random variable? Yes, absolutely, sir, because you are saying that we are assigning a real number, and sir, negative values are also real number, so we can assign it, isn't it? Is the concept clear? Now what we are doing, that we are trying to use the probability concept on this. What I have written, that random variable x induces a probability measure, that in the terms of probability we try to measure it. Let us understand how. We have probability p, capital X equal to small x. Now you will answer me that question with that, sir, why you are writing capital X equal to small x? This is very confusing thing. Please try to understand. What I am trying to do, that I am trying to assign a capital X. What is a capital X? This is a random variable, this capital X, and I am writing in the small x. This is the way of representation. So sir, what you are trying to say? Sir, it means for lambda value x lambda, this belongs to x. Okay, every time what we will do, for this x lambda we will represent it with a small x. Did you understand this terminology? Anybody who is not able to understand, he or she can stop me and ask that sir, how you are writing this, we are not able to understand. So similarly, if I am writing capital X is less or equal to small x, then what can I can write, sir, for lambda value x belongs to lambda, this is less or equal to x. Yeah, very good, Moguram, very good, no problem. See what I am trying to say, listen again. This is your capital X lambda, your operator for random variable. Is that clear? Yes, Moguram, is that clear now, that what is capital X? Say yes or no, so that I can explain you capital X. Do you understand the capital X or not? So what I am trying to do, that I am trying to just define a random variable. That sir, this is a random variable. Sir, okay, you did not understand what is capital X. Okay, no problem. See Moguram, what we are doing, that we are having one sample space. Okay, now in this we are what is our motive is that we are having a sample space and we are trying to do assign a real value to our number, real value to our events. Is that clear? That suppose you are having one outcome head or head tail. Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to assign a real value to it. Is that clear or not? Say yes or no. Yes sir. Okay, so you have assigned a real value. Now what I am trying to say, this x lambda we are trying to define with a small x. Let us assume that you are defining it with the help of a small x. Let us assume, okay, that's our, this is the definition, that in order to represent your random variable capital X lambda, it can be represented with a small x also. Later on in the cases you will see that we are talking in the terms of small x only. Again we are not writing this x of lambda. Is that clear, Moguram? Okay, fine. So now this capital X, suppose this capital X is greater than your small x and less than your small x, x2. So how we are defining it? Probability of lambda, your x capital lambda is greater than x1 is less than x2. Is it fine? Similar thing I have written. Now if we understand that your random variable, sir, this can be both in discrete as well as continuous. Sir, what you are saying we are not able to understand. Now let us understand. What I am trying to say, that your random variable, this is very important, basic definition. This is the basic definition to represent your random variable in terms of probability, as I written here. Your random variable is divided into two parts. One is what we defined, one is continuous random variable and other is discrete random variable. Is it fine? Now let us understand that, sir, what is a continuous random variable and what is a discrete random variable. Let us understand. Suppose I can define that there is an event. Okay, if x can take only a countable number, did you understand that you can count, means you are defining this x for a real number and you that count it. What did you understand? That, sir, I am writing over it so that you can understand it. If x can take on only a countable value, only a countable number of distinct value, then this x is called discrete random variable. Don't worry, I will take the example, discrete random variable. First of all, let me know that whether you understand its definition or not, that what is a discrete random variable. You are having a random variable capital X And what you are saying that sir, we can take only a countable number of distant values, different values, we can take only a countable number only from this this real axis. So then this type of random variable is called discrete random variable. Sir, can you give some example? Yes, of course we can give an example. See, I will give you a practical example. Now tell me one thing, that you are in an office. Okay, try to understand. You are in an office and you are saying that for a finite interval of time, that there is a lots of call coming to you for a finite interval of time. You don't know for 24 hours. I am not saying for that. For a finite interval of time, suppose from 5 to 6, there is a time where you are getting the number of phone calls. So that is an example of what? Continuous random variable or discrete random variable? I have not discussed continuous random variable though. So this is an example of a discrete random variable. Anybody understood that why this is an example of discrete random variable? Yeah, Sumit Mandala got the point. Anybody who is not able to understand why we are getting a phone call for a discrete interval of time is an example of discrete random variable? Anybody? So I am writing over here the number of telephone calls arriving at an office. Number of calls are different. Yeah, you can say like that. Very good, Sumit Mandala. At an office, but what the main motive was, that for a finite interval of time it was coming. In a finite interval of time, let us understand. I will give you continuous, then you will understand it. For a finite time is an example of discrete random variable. Discrete random variable. This word is very important. Finite interval of time. Finite time. What we are saying, the number of telephone calls which is arriving in an office for a finite interval of time. That suppose you are sitting in office, I have explained you. I will explain you continuous random variable now, so that you can have a clear differentiation that what is this. Now let us understand that sir, what is a continuous random variable now? Means what I am saying, that if x can assume any value within one or more interval, means you are having what we are doing now, that you are having a random variable x, and what you are saying that it can assume any value. Mr. Chandu, please stop representing your screen. If x can assume any value within one or more interval, so what do you understand by this? That sir, now we are having more than one interval on our real line. We are considering on real line. Okay. Then your x is called continuous random variable. Anybody understood the difference between discrete and continuous? I will give you the example, don't worry. First of all, tell me whether these definitions are clear or not, that what is a continuous and what is a discrete random variable. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, fine. Now let us understand with the example. That sir, what you can give the example. I will take the example of telephone call only. Okay. See, if I ask you that at exact time of interval of a telephone call, what will you will say that is an example of? I will repeat. I am saying that you are sitting in your office and exactly at 5 p.m. you got a phone call. So what will be the example of that? That sir, for a particular time interval, that we can get a phone call at 5 p.m. Means what it is, it says that it is an example of continuous random variable or discrete random variable. Discrete. Suryapali Sikiti is saying, again she is saying it is discrete. Many more answers I want. More answers. Srinivas is also saying discrete. Okay. Okay, fine. No problem. I will explain you again. No problem. See, what does it saying? all are saying discrete only. Let us understand the things. Means the things are not being cleared right now. Okay, let us understand. See, understand first of all this example. I am writing the example here so as to differentiate it. The exact time of arrival of a telephone call is an example of continuous random variable. Now we can argue. That's our try to explain more clearly it. Okay. Now what happened? There is a basic differentiation, a thin line of difference between continuous and discrete. But let us understand it. How? That's we are having the number of telephone calls for a finite interval of time. Means you are getting number of phone calls for a finite interval of time. So what does it mean? That sir, we are we are sitting in an office and for 5 to 6 we are getting a phone calls. So this we are assigning the particular value on our real axis. Now if I ask you that there is 5 p.m. we are considering at a one instant we are talking about. That's at 5 p.m. at a particular time I will get a particular phone call. So what it can be what it can be, whether it is continuous or random. Means daily you are in an office and at a 5 p.m. you are getting a phone call. So what does it mean? Continuous. One person got understood. What about others? Are they able to understand? Niharika is also saying continuous now. All are saying continuous. Means you are very much clear with the concept. Yeah. In GATE exam they will not ask you what is continuous. Yeah, if it happens daily. Yeah. Now, okay, we can take another example also so as to make you clear the things. Tell me one thing, if we toss a coin twice, okay, and on a daily basis, this is the random or continuous? Just tell me that. You will say continuous, I know that. But okay, let us change the example. Now if I am saying, this is very good example. Yeah, random. Very good. This is random. So now very good example I am giving you now. Please try to understand. If you are in your house and you are measuring the temperature of your room. Suppose on Monday you measured it, the temperature was 27 degrees Celsius. But on Tuesday you measured the temperature and it was 33 degrees Celsius. And so on Wednesday was something different and something different. So what you can say? Whether this is an example of discrete random variable or continuous random variable. Continuous. Very good. Means you are very much clear with the concept. Very good, very good. Now if I ask you that if we are tossing a coin, means if we are tossing a coin and we are number of heads, we are interested that to see the number of heads in the tossing of a 2 coins, then you will say it is example of discrete or continuous. Just tell me that and we will close it. You are tossing 2 coins and you are interested for the occurrence of head. So yeah, everyone is able to understand. Means all the concepts are clear. Okay, is it fine now? Very good, very good. Everybody understood now clearly what is discrete and continuous. Perfect. Now let us understand the mathematics behind it. Let us give the heading as distribution function. Distribution function. Now there is a mathematics that how we can define a distribution function. What is a distribution function? Or we basically call it as cumulative. I hope you have studied this term in your mathematics also. Cumulative distribution function. Okay, and we are defining this distribution function for a random variable stochastic process. In stochastic process you have seen. Okay, we will study stochastic process further on. Wait for a moment. Right now we are building the basics for it so that we can understand random process. Okay. Now let us understand. Now how we define it, that is this the function? Okay, how we define is, please try to understand. Fx of x. Sir, what is this? This is the random variable capital X, and this we are representing small x. We have just right now defined that how we define a small x. So this is defined as probability of capital X less or equal to x for x greater than minus infinite and less than infinite. Very important definition, very important. Basics of our random process or random variable, very important. Is this thing fine? Try to learn it as it is. This is a basic definition of defining a cumulative distribution function. It is defined as capital X of x equal to Px capital X less or equal to x. Never confuse with this capital X and small x. Usually student comes to me and asks me that, sir, you have written that it is a capital X and small x. Then what is the difference in that? Okay, try to understand it. Now let us move further. Write down the properties of it. Very important, again I am saying, where properties of capital Fx of x. Okay, how we defined? Sir, first property, that your capital Fx of x is greater than equal to 0 and less or equal to 1. Can anybody tell me why I am saying so? Is less or equal to, greater or equal to 0 and less or equal to 1? Is there any reason? Sir, because it is equal to probability. And sir, yesterday you told us that probability is always greater or equal to 0 and less or equal to 1. Very good. Everybody is saying correct. Now similarly, sir, you can say like this also. F capital X of small x is less or equal to F capital X of small x2. Sir, if this is possible when your small x is less or equal to small x2. Is that clear? From the definition part we have written this. Just check your definition of random variables. We have defined na? Similarly we have written this. Now tell me one thing. If I am writing this, what should it equal to? If you tell me this, I will assure that you understood my concept. Absolutely. Mauram, you are a good student. Correct answer. Anybody else who understood that why this should be 1? Anybody else who understood this? That why this should be 1? Niharika, Sumit Mandala? Certainty. Okay. That sir, first of all you are saying that sir it can take maximum value as 1. And now sir you are saying that we are talking about x equal to infinite. So that it is sure that sir it is taking the maximum value as 1. Isn't it? So now anybody else can answer me. I know Mauram will answer it quickly, but I want someone else to answer it also. So what it will be the value of this fx of minus infinite? Zero. Yeah, no, Mauram, you will answer it. Everybody is saying 0, means everybody got the concept. Very good. You all are good students. Now, if someone says that, sir, if I define one more property, if people says that your capital X is greater than A and sir less or equal to B, how I can represent in terms of fx? Can anybody write it? Anybody just can help me to write it? How I can write this? Anybody? You know this. It is easy. If we were saying, yeah, fx1 minus fx2. Very good, Mauram. What he wants to say is that, sir, fx of B. Sir, third property once again explain, sir. Yeah, I will. Just a second, Gundala. Minus fx of A. Yeah. She is asking that, sir, how you are writing this as 1? See, what is the maximum value of probability? That, sir, probability can take maximum value as 1. It cannot take more than 1. Isn't it? So, I am saying that if you put your small x equal to infinite, Means if I am saying that you are trying to say that at last of your CDF of your cumulative function, what is the maximum value it can take? So sir, it is for sure that probability takes maximum value as 1. So I have written here what? 1. Is that clear now or not? Yes sir. Okay. Yeah, fine. Now let us understand that if I am saying that sir your f(x) of x is equal to p x or less or equal to x, see the word less or equal. Now if I ask you, can you tell me this, that sir p of capital X is greater or equal to, suppose take it as small x only, how I can write like this in terms of fx? Can anybody just tell me? Try to relate with probability part. Yeah, Mavram, you are correct again. Is everybody able to understand or not? Please stop me if you are not able to. Capital Fx of small x. Sir, why? The question arises why. See, if you find probability, suppose you know that p of p plus p bar equal to 1, isn't it? If I am saying the probability of fx of x is p, then its bar is 1 minus p na? You know this by basic probability. So by the similar way we are writing p of x greater than small x is equal to what? 1 minus fx of x. Is that clear to everybody? Just say yes or no in the comment box, please. Yes sir. Fine. Okay. Now let us understand that sir, if you talk about a discrete random variable, or you can talk about a continuous random variable. So sir, let us take an example of continuous random variable and talk about it, or discrete random variable. Let us take the example of first of all discrete random variable. Discrete random variable and probability mass function. Probability mass function. Now let us understand the discrete random variables are. Now can you explain us? Yeah, we can explain. Let us draw it. That how sir the graph can look. Prashant Odela, stop presenting your screen. This is x, okay, and this is fx of x. Okay, now this is just an example. Okay, don't think that sir why are you drawing like this. I am drawing an example. Okay, now this is an example of discrete random variable. So sir sorry, I have drawn 0 here again, sorry. Yeah, so sir, this is an example of discrete random variable. Suppose at 0 it is taking one point like this, okay, and it is showing the graph like this. Try to understand. And at some point take this value as half, any value you can take. I am drawing just random example for it, for discrete random variable, and this is such a staircase function. Is that fine? Can anybody just tell me what should be this value? If you will tell me this value, that I mean that you understood. What this should be the value, this value at this place. Correct. Absolutely correct. Sir, right now you have told us that sir CDF can take one value, maximum value. So sir, it can take one. So sir, why are you drawing this staircase function? Is there some logic behind it? No, I just want to say that this is an example of your discrete random variable, and you can see that at countable number you can count it also, na? And I will take the example of continuous also, don't worry, when I will draw the continuous part also, and you can just count it over here, isn't it? Now let us understand what is the probability mass function. Okay, so probability mass function actually means what? that sir at particular values of x what sir nothing is visible. Okay, is that so? It is not visible to anybody? Please respond. I hope it is visible. Visible sir. Oh Mauram, please try to tap on my screen. Okay, yeah, there will never be the problem of visibility, that I can assure you. Okay, now what does I am saying? Let us define probability mass function. Probability mass function. I am talking about discrete random variable, so I am talking about probability mass function. Okay, so what does it specify? It specifies the probability of a random variable x taking each of its possible values. Sir, now we are not able to understand. Why? Sir, what we are saying that we are trying to specify the probability of random variable. These are random variable x, but taking all its possible value. Means for each particular value, you are trying to assign some probability to it. Sir, how you can assign it? Just try to understand the things. That suppose you are having a random variable x and it's taking value xi, x1, x2 and so on till xi or xn till xn, any value. So what I am trying to say that what is the probability mass function, that p x of xi for any value xi, it is taking value as, what does it mean? That sir your random variable is taking value as xi. Is this definition clear? Please ask me. If you are not able to understand, please raise your hand. Please ask. Again sir, very good. Srinivas, you very good. Now let us understand with the help of properties. Now definitely you will get it, Srinivas, you what I am trying to say. That basically sir, what is the actual definition behind it? That is, if someone is writing probability of capital X in subscript like this, capital X or random variable x for xi, we can define it as capital X equal to xi. Sir, what this definition is? Okay, let us understand with the help of properties. Let us understand. Case 1. Point 1 means if p x of x, sir, that is for sure it will be greater or equal to 0 and less or equal to 1. Okay, and I am writing here xi. Now sir, we are not able to understand. Sir, why xi here? Let me make you understand that sir, for I equal to 1, 2 and so on, whatever be the value of your element, and we are finding that probability for that particular element, its probability is always what? Greater than 0 and less than 1. So sir, what does it mean? That sir, for particular value of xi, we are trying to find the probability of that. What I have written, that we try to specify the probability of a random variable. Is that clear? Srinivas, you, is that clear? Okay, very good. Now I am writing this can be 0 when? Can anybody just tell me this, how this is the possibility 0, where it can be this possibility? Just try to think of. I will just complete it. Just a second. Maybe you get by this. At capital X equal to 0. Yeah, you can say like that also. And your capital X is taking value this. So I will make you understand. Just a second. Mauram, you are very much close to the answer. Suppose if I am saying summation I p x of xi. This equal to what? I is negative. Okay. Okay, I will explain you what is the value of this. Very interesting. If I am taking, absolutely, everyone understood this. Sir, because summation of probability is equal to 1, isn't it? That, sir, today you have only told us that summation of probability is equal to 1. Perfect. Correct answer. Now, sir, we are not able to understand that, sir, why this probability can happen 0. That suppose if your small x, any value of x, I don't know what is the value of x, any value f, x is not equal to your xi. Sir, xi means, sir, for I equal to 1, 2 and so on. Yeah, someone told me that x equals, sir, for negative values of I. Yeah, you are very much correct about that. And someone told, sir, capital X equal to 0. That person is also impossible event. Exactly. That, sir, if the event is impossible, then we cannot assign the probability also to a random variable, isn't it? Is that clear to everybody? Okay. Fine. Now we are moving further. Let us define in the case of your continuous random variable. Sir, this was the whole case of probability mass function. That was the case of your discrete random variable. Now let us take an example of your continuous random variable. When we will do the questions, you will make more clarity in this. What continuous random variable and probability density function. This is the case now. Okay. Now let us understand that we are having one random variable x. Let us understand. Let x be a random variable with CDF fx of x. Let us understand. We are having a random variable with CDF fx of x. Okay. Now your fx of x this time is continuous. What it is continuous. Sir, how you can draw this continuous fx of x? I will draw it. See, this is your fx of x, this is your x-axis, and suppose I am saying this and it is like this, and here it is taking the value 1. Don't you think this is a continuous CDF? Is it breaking somewhere? No. So this is a continuous random variable, continuous CDF. Okay. Now tell me one thing, if the function is continuous, then its derivative should also exist, isn't it? So its derivative should exist. Should also exist. But can anybody tell me the function its derivative will exist everywhere, but there is one point where it will not lie, where it will not exist. Can anybody tell that point? At what point, or we can say at except at which point its derivative will not exist? At 0. You know, Sumit Mandala, what do you call that 0? Okay. What do you call that 0? No. I want some technical term answers in basically you are trying to express, but not in the impossible event someone is saying. Okay, I should tell you, except possibly. Yeah, now I got something something clear vision. Now I got the point. Possibly a finite number of points, if your points are finite number, and is piecewise continuous. You know na that if function is piecewise continuous, so we cannot comment on its derivative everywhere. We need to check its derivative by basics of your class 12th in your mathematics. Is that clear to everybody? Okay, so if x is a continuous random variable, if x is a continuous random variable, what we can say then? That sir, that means your p x at particular point x, at this particular point, this at particular finite number, at possibly a finite number, what it should be? Just tell me this, everything will be done it then. If you answer this, that means everything is clear. If x is a continuous random variable and I am talking about a finite time at a particular time instant, what is the probability of that at particular time interval? If I am saying right now, I have written something. Someone is saying 1, okay. Mr. Chandu is saying 0. More answers I need. 2 answers I have got. Try it. Yeah, answer will be 1 or 0. That I know. What should be? Niharika is saying 1. Okay. More answers. Sumit Mandala, Maburam. Srinivasu is saying 1. Slope. Maburam is saying slope. Okay. Namira Jasmine is saying 1. Once again, sir. Yeah, very good. Now try to understand that if we are trying to find the possibility, means if I am trying to ask you that if your x is a continuous random variable, okay, and I am asking you that can you find the probability? Sir, what is a probability? Sir, I am asking you to find the probability at particular instant. That answer is 0. Only one person answer it. Mr. Chandu was correct, rest all was wrong. Now let us, don't worry, I will take an example to it, you will understood it. But please remember this for a time of sake, I will explain you this also. Let us understand. So now the term I will define, that is probability density function. Okay. Let us understand. Probability density function. How it is defined as fx of small x. This is defined by small x. It is defined as differentiation of your CDF. Differentiation of your CDF is your PDF. Basically call it as a PDF. Very important term. Now anybody just with the help with the name you can just think of, we are talking about probability density function. Okay. What does it mean? That sir, it tells us the probability. Then probability, it shows the graph for probability, isn't it? Say yes or no? Okay. So now can you tell me that why this at a particular point I am saying that probability will be 0 if I am talking at a constant time instant, if I am saying? Anybody can tell? Finite value. Exactly. Now you got the point, that sir, why it should be 0. Is it clear to everybody? So that means it is clear if you are saying okay. Now let us understand properties of fx. If you are not able to understand, please let me know. Let us understand properties of fx. Okay, let us understand what are the properties of fx. So property number 1, first property is that your fx of x is greater or equal to 0. Sir, that we know. Second point, if I integrate from minus infinite to infinite this fx of x dx, what I will get? Can anybody just tell me? With the help of name of your heading you can tell. Very good. Mahuram, anybody else who can just answer me? Okay, perfect, perfect. Everyone is saying 1, correct. Correct answer. Correct answer. Now let us understand property number 3, that sir fx is a piecewise continuous. It is a continuous function, piecewise continuous. This is for sure if you are talking about the your probability PDF, then that means that is a continuous. Every time it is continuous. It's piecewise continuous. Is it fine? Now this is something interesting. You will answer me, okay? If probability capital X is greater than A, less or equal to B, this is equal to what? You just need to tell me in terms of integration part. Anybody can just tell me? Yeah, I can explain. With the help of diagram, I will explain you. Piecewise continuous, or you can just remember continuous. Why I am saying piecewise continuous, that I will also explain. Let us explain this only first so that he or she understood it. Suppose I am defining fx as e to the power x for x greater than 0, and I am saying greater or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. Yes, Sumit Mandala, you are absolutely correct, sir. A to B, sir, fx of x into dx. Correct, absolutely correct. Everyone is correct. Now, whosoever has asked me this why piecewise continuous, I am explaining to her that, sir, it is continuous. How? If you will draw the diagram of your e to the power x graph, you will draw, okay, like this it will be continuous, okay, and but here it is 0. So what I am trying to say, if your example, take this example like this, that means it is continuous for one side, and it is, why I am saying piecewise, because this function has been drawn like in piecewise way, okay. So that is why I have written piecewise specifically. Otherwise you can write continuous also, no worries, one and the same thing. Is that clear? Okay. Now let us understand the fifth property in this. If I want to, sir, can you explain fx of x? Sir, right now we have seen that, sir, differentiation of your fx of x is your PDF. So I am now asking from you how you will write fx of x. Anybody just can tell me? Yeah, this will be in terms of integration only, but how you will write? Anybody? And very important thing also, another our basic definition, very basic thing. This we know, right now we have studied this, that your capital X is less or equal to x. So can anybody just tell me, if fx small x is what? Differentiation of your capital Fx. So what is this your capital Fx? Sumit Mandala? Sir, integration. Yeah, I am just, that I know that, sir, it will be integration, but I am asking the term from you. Integration of infinite to x. Okay, she tried minus infinite to x. Absolutely correct. She is absolutely correct. Very good, Mauram, very good. So, sir, minus infinite to small x. Sir, why this small x only? See the limit less or equal to x and f of x dx. That's it. Very important. Your all questions will be solved by this basic thing only. Believe me, if they ask you for CDF. Okay. Now people comes and ask me also that, sir, not visible, sir. I hope it is visible. It is not possible that it is not visible. Can anybody else tell me that it is visible or not? Niharika, is it visible na? Yeah, visible, sir. Okay. Okay, now anybody can just tell me that what I will write for if someone asks you to write this px of greater or equal to small x, what I will write here. If you understood this, then you have understood this also. X to infinite limit, sir. Yeah, very good. So this is limit x to infinite fx of x into dx. Is that clear? to everybody? Okay, let us understand now with the help of some examples, basic examples. Okay, I am writing the example, the density function of continuous random variable x, random variable should be in capital always, okay, is given below, like this. Okay, what I am asking you, find k comma probability of p x is greater or equal to 20. And another thing I want from you is draw f x of x. These are the parts. First of all you will try it, then afterwards I will discuss it. Tell me one thing, what the point I have explained you, that sir, if you take this this is basically your area also na, if you will integrate minus infinite to infinite your fx dx, it is always equal to 1. Yeah, your k value you are saying 1/30 is absolutely correct, very good. So let us explain to other student also. Sir, why the basic definition? Sir, minus infinite to infinite. Sir, right now you have told that fx dx, sir, should be equal to 1. Is that clear? Yeah, Sumit Mandala, absolutely correct, I know. Now, sir, you can put the limit as minus 10 to 20. Sir, what is the value of fx from minus 20 to 20? Minus 10 to 20, sir, it is k. Sir, k into dx is equal to 1. So, what is your value of k? Sir, it comes out to be 1/30. Is that clear to everybody? Okay then, fine. Now do the second part also. Solve the second part. You are saying 0. Okay, one answer I got 0. I want few more answers. Make this class little bit competitive. One more answer 0. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, absolutely answer is correct. For second part, sir, p of x is greater or equal to 20 they are asking. So it is always, sir, 0 only na. Sir, why? Sir, see, sir, because it is from minus 10 to 20 and there is x. Sir, if you are asking from greater than 20, sir, that means there is no PDF here. So that is mean that the probability will be 0. Is that clear? Okay. Now anybody can just tell me, I am adding one more part to it. Just listen here. Can you tell me that p, if I ask you for suppose greater than x and less or equal to 10. Now tell me this. One by 20 I am got one answer. 20 by 30 means 2 by 3. So 2 answers I have got. Niharika is also saying 2 by 3. 2 by 3. So Sumit Mandala, kindly check your answer. I think some calculation mistake you have done. You are a good student. You have just to apply the basics. That sir, that means from minus 10 to 10, what is the value of k? Sir, it is 30 into dx. So on solving it, you will get equal to 2 by 3. Easier problem. Yeah, now I am interested for the fourth part. Now do it first. What I want? Sir, fx of x. You need to draw the CDF for me. Do it. Let's see who will do it. Always one. Okay, let's see. I want more answers. Tell me one thing, Mavuram, don't you think that your CDF should be also a function of x? If you think, if you draw it. Sumit Mandala, can you answer it? No one will answer it. At least answer it wrong. Gundala is saying 1. Now Mavuram is changing its answer. X by 30. Okay. Niharika, can you tell us the answer? Srinivas, you? Suryapali Srikirti? Yeah, tell me the wrong answer at least, but try to answer it. No problem. Srinivas, we 1. Okay, sir. No problem. Okay, let me explain you then. Actually, sir, what is fx of x? Sir, with the basic definition, we know that sir, from minus infinity to x, sir, fx of x and dx. Sir, no idea. Actually, we will apply the basics only, that I have told you, nothing new. Sir, but we can see that our function starting from minus 10, not from minus infinite. Okay, I will just apply the basics. So, what can be the possibilities? Your x values. Okay, your x is breaking your x is lying from minus 10 to 20. That you know. Now, this comes the point of your integration point. Let us understand it. Is that clear? If I ask you that if your x is lying between from, let us assume, let your x is between minus infinite to minus 10. Suppose, what I will write? From minus infinite to minus 10 fx dx, what it will give us? 0. Is this fine? Okay. Now let us understand more. Suppose now let your x is between minus 10 to 20. What I will say? Yeah, here is your mistake, na? Now I got your point. Yeah, this is the point where you are lacking the things. See, try to understand now. Actually, the point is that I don't know whether you have studied signal system integration part or not. Yeah. Wait a second, just understand it. Try to understand the graph. Yeah, Mavuram, just try to understand it. Basically, you are able to understand. You have given me the answer also, believe me. But you are not answering correct way. This is k and your x is somewhere here. You don't know where it is. Sir, x can be here, x can be here also. You don't know where it is. Isn't it? Is that clear or not? So, how you will do the integration part then? What you will write in your integration? That, sir, if your limit is that is sure that your lower limit is minus 10, but you don't know the upper limit. So So sir, we will write minus 10 to x, your fx of x and dx. And sir, it is for sure that sir, it is from minus 10. If I am saying from minus 10 to 20 your x is lying, that means its value is k. So what I can write, from minus 10 to x, what is the value of k? It is 1 by 30 into dx. Is this clear to everybody? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Did you understand it? Okay. So what I will write? Sir, it comes out to be x plus 10 over 30. Any problem in this? For x is greater than minus 10 and less than 20. Now, let your x is between 20, means you don't know, your x is greater than 20. Let us take that example. Now what you will say? Apply the basics. Believe me, apply the basics. That's it. I will apply the basics. See what I will write? That's sir, I will write minus, yeah, Srinivas, you just a second, means you are not very much aware of this integration. That is why you are answering this way. See, I am applying again I am applying the basics only. What I will write? Sir, first of all, you have broken from minus infinity to 10 fx dx. Sir, plus, sir, minus infinity to minus 10, sorry, minus 10 to 20, your fx dx, and then sir, from 10 to 20, from 20 to x, fx dx. Is that clear? Any problem to anybody till here? Please ask me if you are not able to understand. Okay. From here to here it is 0. We have seen from minus infinite to minus 10 the fx value is 0, and from sir minus 10 to 20 your fx value is, your fx value is, anybody, from minus 10 to 20 what is the value of your fx? 1 by 10. Yes, I have asked for x greater than 20 only. 1 by 30. Yeah, I will explain you. The person who has asked me, I will explain you. Yes. No. Now I have asked for this. It is for, I will explain you. The person who is having the doubt, it is having the value here 1 by 30. Isn't it? So what I will write from here? Sir, that means 20 plus 10 over 30. Plus, and sir, from 20 to, if I say greater than 20, if your x is lying over here, see, your x is here. So sir, that is for sure your PDF is not lying here. So that is 0. So sir, 0 plus 0 from here to here. So what I will say? 30 over 1, 30. This out to be 1. Is that clear or not? No. Okay. Now let me make you understand more clearly. See, what we are doing, we are checking the possibility of x. We don't know where our x is lying. Do you know that? First of all, I take the possibility that your x was between minus infinity to minus 10. Suppose your x is here. So that case you know that your, in that case you know that your x is here. So that means what? What does it mean? That your sir, there is no fx value, so it comes out to be 0. Now moving further. Now I checked that maybe our x can be here from minus 10 to 20, so I take it the case. So I have just integrated and we got this, and you agreed that sir, yes, this is correct. Now moving further. Now what I said, that suppose the case is that your x is greater than 20. Suppose your x is here. So sir, now again this is the case where your fx is 0. Is that so or not? But now point is that you are saying that sir, x should be greater than 20. Yes, I agree. But what is your basic definition? That you are integrating from minus infinite to x. Is that clear or not? from minus infinite to x we are going. So I am going from here to here na, minus infinite to minus 10, then minus 10 to 20, then 20 to x. Is that clear or not? To everybody? I hope you have studied this in some of your signal systems if you have studied that. Yes, sir. Now, Mauram, try to understand. See, this is your x variation, this is your fx here. Okay? This is your point minus 10 here. Okay? And this is your point 20 here. What, can anybody help me in drawing this diagram? That, sir, you can say from above diagram, piecewise I am saying you 0 for x less than minus 10. It is x plus 10 upon 30 for x is greater than minus 10 and less than 20, and it is 0 for x greater than 20. Your piecewise I have defined your fx. Is that clear or not? To everybody? Yes, sir. So from here to here, and from this will be a straight line. You can see na, this is an equation of straight line. Now anybody can tell me what should be the value here? Sorry, I have written 1 here, it should be 1, not 0, because we have find the value as 1. Okay. Now can anybody tell me here? This will be 1. Is that clear or not? Your fx, they see, it is taking maximum value 1 only na, you can check it also. Now Mauram, your concept is clear that why it should not be 1 always, why it should be like this. Yes, very good. I hope everybody has understood it, and please note down this is very clearly. This is a very basic concept and no one tells this, that they directly draw this in the book also. So please understand this, how we conclude it or how we draw it. You can make your own trick also, but it is the basic way how to explain that how the things comes. Now let's move further and do the next problem. So shall I move? Okay. Another problem. For a continuous random variable, x given as fx of x is given as a into e to the power minus bx for x greater or equal to 0 and 0 for x less than 0. What I am asking, find relation between a and b and find p of x greater than equal to x and less or equal to 5, and at last draw your fx of x. You have to just tell me the relation between a and b in the first part. No one will answer it. Sumit Mandala, can you answer it? Niharika, apply the basics. Yeah, Suryapali Shrikirti, very good. Correct answer. A equal to B. Very good. We got one answer. Yeah, Srinivas, you do it, do it. Take your time. Yeah, Mavuram, correct. A equal to B. Now, what they are doing, let us understand. They are applying the basics, sir. Minus infinite to infinite, fx of x dx. Yeah, Niharika, correct. It becomes, sir, 0 to infinite a into e to the power minus bx dx. So, and that should be equal to 1. This is your basics. They have applied this basics. So, on solving it, what you will get? That, sir, your a comes out to be b equals to b. Very basic thing. Now, tell me the second part also. Fast. Yeah, anybody can just tell me the another part also, that what will be the probability. Very easy for you now. E to the power minus 5a minus e to the power minus a. Yeah, somewhat you said correct, I think so. Let's see. I will apply the basics from, sir, 1 to 5. Fx of x is what? Sir, a into e to the power. Sir, now you have find the relation that, sir, a equal to b. So, instead of b, I can write a. So, sir, minus a x and, sir, dx. So, sir, we can solve it. Take a as common. So, it becomes of your integration, if you integrate it, minus, and this is your limits. So, it becomes e to the power minus 5a minus e to the power minus a. So, this comes out to be e to the power minus a minus e to the power minus 5a. Mauram, you are saying this only? Okay, fine. So, everybody understood this? Yes, sir. Now, let us understand the solution, third part also. What is this very important part? Your fx of x, if they ask you. Today we are doing just the basic questions, okay? I am building up your concepts, that's it. Please, anybody just apply the basics. I will always suggest you to know the basic thing only. Minus infinity to x, sir, fx of x dx. You know fx, what it is given. Let's see who will give me the right answer in the one go. Anybody got the answer? piecewise function. Okay, maybe the piecewise function. So let me solve it for everybody. So who is or ever not got the answer, they can get the answer. So I will just apply again the things which I know. So sir, minus infinite to 0, your fx is 0 dx. When your x was greater less than 0 and greater than minus infinite, so it comes out to be 0, your fx of x. Moving further, now let us comment on if your x is greater than 0, let us say greater or equal to 0, there is one possibility. So sir, what I will say, from minus infinite to 0 it will be 0 dx, plus from 0 we are talking from 0 to, we don't know from till where it will go. So sir, it will go till x value, we don't know from till where it will go. So 0 to x, it will be what, a into e to the power minus bx dx, isn't it? Say yes or no. Any problem in this? If I am talking for x greater than 0, we don't know where our graph will lie, but we are just talking. No sir. Okay. Now Suryapali, what we are doing it, that sir, we are applying the basic part. That sir, we know the definition minus infinity to x. I am saying from minus infinity to 0, we find that it is 0. So I have written 0 into dx. Sir, fine. Now what I will say? Understood sir. Okay. So now just do the integration of this part. What you will get? What we will get? Sum was 1 minus e to the power minus bx. Perfect. And Niharika, did you left something here? Okay, no, perfect. I think this your answer is perfect. Or something, anybody can also add on to this? Or this is the final answer you want to give to me? Is this answer correct? Yes sir. Okay, fine. Now sir, can I draw this? Yes sir, we can draw. What I will write? That sir, till less than 0 there is nothing. Okay sir. Now at which point we can say that the graph, if I talk about at x equal to 0, we are getting 1, isn't it? Any problem in this? I am again repeating it, at x equal to 0 we are getting 1. At x equal to 0, sorry, at x equal to 0, e to the power 0 is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, so we will get the value 0 here. Now if you put x equal to infinite, suppose at x equal to infinite, if you put here, what it will be? E to the power minus infinite is 0, so maximum value it will take as 1. Yeah, very good. Again our property is fulfilled, that your fx is taking maximum value as 1. Is this thing clear to everybody? Fine. Okay, let us understand try to, what a student do the mistake. Let us see just a very simple question. I will give you 3 minutes for this question. Do this also and then we will conclude. Similar questions can come for discrete, but in your exam they try to ask from continuous only. Basically, they can ask from discrete also, but they try to ask from continuous part more. This is your fx. Yeah, it is taking the value k here, and what I am asking from you, yeah, I am asking probability of minus half x is greater than minus half and less than half. I am asking you this. That's it. Tell me this part only, and your time starts now. In exam also you will get 3 minutes for such type of problem. Surapali, you have given the answer also. One for what you are saying, probability you are saying. Don't you think that you have given so early? Take your time, don't worry. This is minus half here and this is half. This is a good problem. Don't take it like way, okay? Okay, first of all, anybody can tell me the value of k, then I will ask further things. K, you are saying half. So I also should check whether k is half or not. Sir, what is the area of this? Sir, we know area of triangle is half into, sir, base, sir, 2. So base is 2 na? Half into base into height, area should be 1. So I am getting k equal to 1 and everybody is saying half. Why? I couldn't understood this thing. How you are getting this value as anybody can help me? How you are getting this value as half? 1. Srinivas, you is saying 1, sir. Perfect. Yeah, please ask. Say. You have applied this basics only, na? Minus infinite to infinite. Sir, fx of x. You are not audible. Sorry, you can just write on your comment box. Basically, this shows your area only, na? What does it means? This means your area. That we are doing area equal to 1. So what I have did? That's our half into base into height should be 1. Everybody understood k equal to 1? Any problem to anybody, he or she can ask. Okay, so I am asking from you that probability from x minus half to half from this region. This. How you will solve it? Okay, I will ask this answer from you tomorrow. Okay, take this as homework now. Srinivas is saying 1 by 4. No, Srinivas, your answer is wrong. So take your time at home and just tell me whether you are getting this answer or not. Okay. Niharika, you are saying the value of k equal to 1. Yeah, k equal to 1 is perfect, but what I am asking from you, that probability you need to tell me from this area is minus half to half. Let's see who will give me the right answer. So I am giving you tomorrow's time, yes, to answer me this. Okay. Yeah, I got one answer. Finally, I got answer. 3 by 4. Correct answer, Mavuram. Correct answer. So this is the task for everybody to get this answer now. He said that's our probability from minus half to half. We get. So still this is the homework. If people are not able to solve this, I will solve it for everybody. but try at your home and I will ask this answer tomorrow. Okay, so I am stopping our today's class over here.